So Neil, we go back for a minute, a minute,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Like,
yes.
remember our first like real conversation,
Yeah, man.
like in the van.
Yep. I mean, we actually had a few conversations, but I think that conversation it was monumental. It meant a lot.
Yeah,
It was one of those things where it was a transition for both of us at that moment.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
We was both working hard. We was both grinding, but you was grinding a lot more than me.
I beg to differ, man, because
Well, you
I
know-
think I was grinding in front of the camera.
Right,
You was
right.
grinding behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. You know, it's just I guess at different times it's different momentums.
Yeah,
So I mean, I was on a few different things, but at that time I had got my real opportunity. You
Right.
know, I was still doing stage,
Yeah.
things of that nature. I had no real novelty except the fact that I had a burning desire and a passion to continue the movement.
So how did you get in? For the people that's watching, how did you get started with the stage play?
Well, it was wild, man. I've always had a thing for performing. Anybody that knows me know that I've been a joker all my life. Had a
Right.
free type of personality. And I've always been fundamentally sound.
Yeah,
But it was just one of them things, man, that God blessed me with.
Right.
So it was almost me peeling these different layers back and being true to myself and
Right.
understanding that, if I wanted to do something, I had to not worry about what everybody else thought.
Right.
So I think I would have started acting a lot earlier if I understood it was cool, if I thought it was cool.
Right,
You know,
right.
I thought acting was something that was weird. It wasn't cool for us to act.
it just wasn't in that what we was used to, what we on a regular.
Not at
You
all, man.
Didn't
But
see it.
my first stint with acting really was, at Howard, man. I was in communications, television production.
Right.
Shout out to the whole Howardites, Howard Vocational,
Right,
Howard
High
Career Center,
School,
Howard
yeah.
High School,
Yeah.
whatever the name is now. But shout out to that school, man, because it definitely planted the seed
Right.
for me to water and get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So the acting career was an evolution.
Right.
It took a while for me to realize that I wanted to act
Right.
solely.
Yeah.
But I started from behind the camera, shooting, editing, lighting, all that kind of stuff, man. And just the love for standing in front of the camera, man, came and it showed me with just waking me up every night, every morning to put the work in for it.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew, because I played football,
Yeah.
played basketball, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and I would never really work out
Right.
like I did.
Right.
Reading, trying to educate myself, trying
Yeah.
to get as much knowledge as I could to push me through something. So, acting woke me up, man, woke my life up.
When did you take it serious?
I started taking it serious about 2003.
Okay.
Once I graduated from Dell State.
Okay.
I was always scared to do stage.
Right.
I kind of thought that the only thing I was going to do was film. But
Okay.
you all know that as a new actor, you would think these misconceptions. But the reality was, man, I had to do whatever I had to do to get the opportunity.
Right.
So,
and you hustle.
Hustle, man. Hustle my ass off.
Hustle and grit is the word.
Yeah, I cut.
Is the word.
Did I cut that?
Don't worry about it, man. We on the network. we on the
Yo,
network.
you on the network. Yeah, see, that's huge, man.
We on the
That
network.
is so huge, man. Golly, man, that is a huge blessing, man.
Yeah, we both been blessed, man.
Yeah.
We both, and it's funny now. It's full circle. It's coming back, and you acting, and I got the network, and shout out to our homie Tim Fontaine.
Yeah, shout out to the brother, man.
Yeah.
Tim, I remember introducing him to you.
Yeah.
Actually, I was bartending.
Yeah.
I was bartending at the Rebel.
At the
Yeah,
Rebel.
remember that? And he came down and we was talking about some things, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I got somebody that you need that I'm gonna introduce you to.
Yeah.
Man. Dope guy. He
Yeah.
has so much equipment. He's doing this. He's
Oh,
doing
my
that.
God,
Made that
man.
plug. That was what? 10 years ago?
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it is 2019, man.
Yeah, and it was you. It was Tim. It was Ty.
Yep. Todd Anthony
Todd
as well.
Todd
Now,
Anthony.
shout out to my brother Todd, who's
Yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
A plethora of projects.
And that's where it all
doing
started.
So much great stuff.
Oh, so working with Tim, and now that Tim is down in Atlanta, you're down in Atlanta.
Yep.
Definitely a native of Delaware and Wilmington. What's it like now in Atlanta that you got you two masterminds and
wow, man.
And now you also doing some wonderful big things too.
Yeah, man.
And I want to talk about that too.
We're owners, man. We're entrepreneurs. I came down to Atlanta with $200 in my pocket.
I remember.
Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of opportunities and a lot of things going on, but that's what I initially came to Atlanta with.
Right.
Now we have a full running production company. We produce one of the biggest nationwide online fitness movements.
Yeah.
RI28.
Yeah.
Shout out to the whole RI28 squad. It's called X28 now.
Okay.
Extreme 28. G. Bryant, Jason Liddell, and Tim Fontaine is the creator of that.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
well, the visual creator of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got that going on. You know, we have a full production company. So not only are we doing that, man, we produced a lot of other films.
Yeah.
You know, I'm leading a few things off.
Well, you leading a lot of things off, man, and I know you're so humble with it.
Oh,
you know
man.
what I mean? You leading a lot of things off. Yeah, so I remember you was down in Atlanta. We came to see you, right? And you was rated. You was hustling. I don't want to say hustling like that, but you was in your grit. You was giving everything to your craft.
And let me just piggyback off that, man. A lot of people think hustling means like a bad word.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
I'm doing some illegal activity.
And
or
when you
something.
wasn't,
Now
right.
hustling, you just get into every circumstance.
Right.
See, when you work for someone, you pretty much gonna come to work the hours, and then put it down.
Right.
When you hustling, you want everything moving.
Right.
You know, you own every circumstance that happens. Like
Yeah.
for instance, like right now.
Yeah.
It's just you and I in here
On a Sunday.
on a Sunday.
Right,
Doing
right.
what it is that we doing. You're
Right.
running the board.
Yeah.
You just fix sound.
Right.
You just had me sit in 2 seats to focus me in.
Yep.
We don't got nobody in here that's with us right now.
Yeah.
And that's what entrepreneurship is about. That's
Yeah.
the hustle.
Yeah.
You had to get up. Why? Because this is your baby.
And on a Sunday, right?
Exactly,
And on a
you know?
Sunday. Well, we didn't want to be here in certain situations you and I know of. It's hard to be here, but you're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. And speaking of here, let's talk about you now being, you go from grit, you go from hustling to Saints and Sinners.
Yes, man.
What was that like, man?
You know, that was all God, man. You know, those are the things, a lot of times we want to, I guess we have this vision of what God looks like or what he does. But it's moments like that where he moves.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, man, I'm like anybody else out here,
Right.
trying to fight for something, trying to fight for an opportunity. And every now and then, man, God will shine on you and do things that you know had nothing to do with you. You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
explain. Let me explain. I want to hear this.
I
Explain.
mean, originally when I got the call to jump on Saints and Sinners, the character was just he had no name.
Right.
We had no name of the project. It was just a pilot at the time.
Okay.
So we didn't even know what station it was going to be picked up on.
Okay.
So initially reading for the role, I'm like, okay, he got one line, one day. So I was only supposed to have 3 days
Right.
on set. Them 3 days went from me being on set for 2 years.
Wow.
Season 1, season 2, I had 12 episodes under my belt, speaking episodes.
Nice.
Each time I spoke, it just happened that day. So I would come on set, I had no idea I was even speaking. I wouldn't even look at the side sometimes because I'm like, oh, I'm not speaking.
Right.
Somebody'd be like, yo, man, you hyped today, aren't you? I'm like, for what? They're like, man, you see all them lines you got? So literally, every scene that you saw on there, I
Yeah.
learned that day.
That day.
Yeah, I could not do no character development, any
Right.
of that stuff, man. It was just God opening up them opportunities each time.
And you being ready for the
And
opportunity.
me being ready for the opportunity.
How
you know?
important
And-
is it to be ready for the
Hey
opportunity?
man, when opportunity meets preparation,
Yeah.
equals success.
Yeah.
And that's one of my mottos, man. I mean, being fundamental and staying sound and staying dedicated, man, and believing. You can only stay fundamentally sound if you really believe.
Right.
A lot of people that don't believe, they don't put the work in.
Right.
They don't think it can happen. You
Yeah.
know, so with athletics and sports and all of those things, man, I realized that, if you ready, you don't gotta get ready. So I've always stayed on point and stayed ready, man. I took each small opportunity and I turned it into something.
Right.
One of our mottos, man, is, well, I got a lot of mottos, but
You need a book, man. You need a little coffee table book.
We're gonna put that together. If I get some time.
Right,
But one of my mottos is, man, I'm gonna leave with more than I came with.
There you go.
It's just that simple.
There you
I
go.
don't care if it's an extra role. I don't care if it's a feature. Whatever it is, man, I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna get more.
Right.
So just having that thought pattern and realizing that, with God giving you these opportunities, then you just need to go and meet him.
Right.
Don't think about the things that's not happening for you.
Yeah.
Or trying to point out what somebody else is doing. Just govern your own circumstance, man,
Right.
and focus on your journey. And things happen,
So some of the actors that you worked with on I was great to say the Probe on the Saints and Sinners. Has any of those actors or actresses like played a big role in your development?
Oh man, pretty much every one of them. I mean, you have, you got physical conversation that you have with people, but
Yeah.
then it's like I learn a lot with just watching.
Okay.
So some of the people who was very monumental to my success, they don't even know what I used to watch and what I used to pay attention to. But just off the hand, Clifton Powell, man.
Wow.
That's like an older uncle to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna say an older brother. Because he's still young.
Yeah.
He's still young.
He's still
I don't
young,
want to say
right.
saying an uncle is kind of aging him a little
Yeah.
bit. But, you know, Clifton Powell has said some great words to me, man. I speak to him pretty much all the time.
He's monumental.
Yeah, always tells me to stay focused, man.
Right.
Very humble, very, very knowledgeable about the career, and very spiritual guy.
Yeah.
You know, you think about all of these menacing roles that he's played, and you don't realize that he's a total opposite of that.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I have Clifton Powell. Kelly Price was very monumental.
Wow.
And you know, just telling me like, hey, man, you very talented. You know, work, stay humble, but just realize that the people around you
Right.
don't understand you.
Right.
Always understand that.
Okay.
You know, so just
Okay.
telling me them little things, them little Jews like that. You know, Richard Lawson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Richard Lawson, Vanessa Bell Calloway, J.D. Williams, my brother Trey Chaney. Man, I can go on for days.
And
man.
these are people that you used to watch in your dorm room.
Yo, it's
you know
weird.
what I mean?
It's weird.
What was
It's
that
weird, man.
like?
I mean, you know, I guess being an athlete has helped me understand that though, because it's
Okay.
like, you know, you watch a lot of great athletes, but then once you get on the floor with them, it's time for everybody is competition, man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I love all of those people. But once we get on that set, man, it's not.
Let's go.
It's no more looking at them as a star or a celebrity, man. We're
We
we're
working.
we're working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're coworkers.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man. So, you know, I had to kind of get them jitters out here a little bit. Excuse
Right.
me.
No thing.
Oh. Yo, what? Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm dead in the interview. Hold on. My phone rung you by accident. Yo, I'm gonna call you.
Call you back.
Okay. My phone.
It's in the,
excuse
if it's in the show, it's in the show.
Yeah,
That-
yeah, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
But
No, what it was like working with them.
yeah, it was amazing working with him. You know, it's like what is a good feeling, man? It's almost like throwing a touchdown pass, a winning touchdown pass.
Yeah.
You know, walking across the stage, receiving my degree.
Right.
When I was the only one that made it to college from my family.
I feel you. Yeah.
You know, any great feeling, it's all wrapped in one, man. When you get on, you know, when you kind of get on that grand stage and you start performing and acting with some of the people who you know, who you literally just the other day, man, was looking at and thinking that you never would get to that position.
Wow.
You know, so it's an incredible feeling, man. And
But
to
never
come-
never was a part of your mindset. Your mindset is totally different. Your mindset is of I'm there, and you act accordingly.
Yes.
So can you speak to about your routine, because when following you on social media, you see that Neil Carr has a routine, and I remember even back then, and when we was working in. If it's in the show, it's in the show. When we was working in Avenue of the States in Chester, you was giving your all to those Tim's production.
Yep, Tim, Dev,
right.
Dev, yo. And again, man, I just want to shout out, because a lot of people don't understand that being where I'm at now has a lot to do with the people who paved the way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with what I seen you doing.
Right.
Has a lot to do with what I saw Derek Reed doing. Devin Walls.
Yeah.
Twin B Brown.
Yeah.
The whole staff at WITN.
Yeah.
You know, when I graduated from Dell State, I literally worked for Twin B, worked for WITN,
Yeah.
went to Chester, worked with Dev,
Right.
worked in Philly.
Yeah.
Basically, what I was doing was draining the resources out of a small place.
Right.
You know, sometimes we think about Delaware as it being not the place to do any entertainment,
Right.
or you can't become a celebrity there. But there's so many resources around the surrounding areas. Not only
right.
Delaware,
That's
but
right.
you can get to Baltimore.
That's right.
You can get to DC. You can get to New York. You can get to Philadelphia. Now going into LA, yeah, it has a lot more opportunities, but you're only in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's the same thing to be on the East Coast or to be in LA or to be in Atlanta. Even in Atlanta, I mean, you're in Atlanta.
Right.
You can kind of go to the surrounding areas, Alabama, Florida, Miami, things of that nature. But realistically, man, opportunity happens wherever you're at.
There you go.
And you just have to understand that you got to be fundamentally sound. You know, you have to be consistent in the things that you're trying to do. And I think I've always been that way in my life. You know, I wake up, I run at least 2-3 miles every day. You know, I do a functional workout. I make sure my diet is right, and then I feed my mind.
Right.
You know, I have a spiritual process that I do all the time with just myself. And I just believe, man. I try to get up every day and do a little more than what I did the next day. You know, sometimes you fall short, but realistically, man, you have a long life, God willing,
Right.
to chip away and do the things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, it's just like a normal day, man. It's just getting up every day, doing what I want to do.
Right.
You know, I can't even tell you the last time I woke up and worked for someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if I did, it was with the mentality that I would own my own thing later.
Yeah.
So I kind of always worked a job, didn't let the job work me.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with working.
Yeah.
But if you have I tell a lot of people all the time, man, if you don't have vision and understand your next move or what you're doing, then it's going to be kind of tough to do it.
Right.
You know, it's almost like
Yeah.
going to look for some sneaks.
Yeah.
We all like to get fly. We go into the mall. And if you don't know what you're looking for, how many times you just go out there and you're out there all day?
Right.
Or you might not even get anything.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what normally happens with people's journey, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, with me, I just knew what I wanted. I can envision it. I seen it plain as day.
Right.
Even with transitioning my brother Tim down with me.
Yeah.
I seen it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I seen owning a house, owning my office, moving my mom, my brother down.
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
care of my family. Like, I've always wanted to do that. And I've done those things before I even jumped on TV.
Right.
You know, I
Yeah.
did that with just pure grit and grind.
Yeah.
You know, but once I did that, I was even blessed tenfold, man. You know, God said, dang, darn, man, you literally are doing, you know, moving mountains with small resources.
Small resources.
I'm gonna just give you more, man.
There you go.
You know,
There
and
you
each
go.
time I gain, I just try to give back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what brings me home, man. You know, I think it's all, it all runs together.
Right.
Because with you having your opportunity, me having my opportunity, a few others have an opportunity. If we come together,
Yeah.
we could change the narrative of
Not
Delaware,
if,
man.
not if, when.
When.
Not-
Well, it's
and right now, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, no. I want to talk briefly about, like you said, opportunity and humbleness. How important is it for you to be humble in where you are right now?
It's very important for me to be humble. But I look at humbleness and I tell people to watch that sometimes, man, because, you know, depending on classism, you know, like when I'm around people who are less than fortunate,
Right.
things of that nature, then it's a way to be more humble, meager,
Yeah.
and in a position to offer whatever information I can offer, man, but not make a person feel a certain type of way about
Right.
what they might not have
Right.
or what they might not be doing or something like that. So I say humble in that aspect, but, you know, realistically, man, when you start to like play at certain levels, man, nobody's really having talks about being humble because the conversations are all about doing things that's positive.
Right.
It's about giving resources to each other.
Right.
Like that humble talk only comes in when people feel some type of way about your success.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
oh, it's normally the person who's telling somebody to be humble is normally someone who is going through something, and they don't want you to talk about what you're doing as well.
Understood.
So sometimes humbleness can be taken wrong, you know, or unhumble or whatever if you're not doing what somebody wants you to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So say you pull up in something that's nice, or you're happy about your business or a project,
Right.
and you're literally talking about it.
Right.
A person that don't understand that can possibly say, oh, this dude is conceited. You know,
Right.
he's boisterous. He's
Right.
talking about himself. But, you know, to have that layer of humility, man, and to realize that, again, bro, all of this can be snatched in a day.
In the
You know
twinkling
what I'm
of an
saying? Like,
eye.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
I've built some stuff, and it got snatched right up from under me. And then everybody was looking at me like, okay,
What now?
what's up now, bro?
Yeah.
Like, and you'll be surprised that a lot of the people who you thought was rooting for you wasn't.
Yeah.
But you only know that when you hit a fall.
Yeah.
So when you fall and then you build yourself back up,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where God puts eyes on. He puts the eyes from everybody on you now.
Right.
So it was just one of them things with me, man. So, you know, that whole humble thing, man, it's weird. It's a fine line between them.
It's a
You know what
fine
I'm saying?
line
Fine
between-
line. But
yeah.
humbleness, it matters and you need that.
Yeah.
You know, you need that for sure. But beware when somebody say that to you. Just ask them, like, oh, okay, yeah, what does that mean for you?
Right.
You know, what does humble mean coming from someone who might not have the opportunities or might not
Gotcha.
even want to do what it is that you're doing?
Right.
See, I just kind of, I watch that sometimes, man. And I hope that didn't get misconstrued.
No.
You know?
You explained it
Yeah.
perfectly. All right. So from Dell State to to TV, and now your next big project.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
man.
super
Yo.
excited about it. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're going to roll the trailer right now.
Oh, that's perfect,
All right.
man.
So
Yeah.
we'll be right back after this trailer. Check the trailer out.
Check it out, man. The Probe. Philadelphia 215, the whole tri-state area. You guys are going to love it. Tune in.
The heat is starting to come down. A lot of homicides. Our AD is buzzing all around. And I really don't need them up my ass.
And you only become Teflon through your political contributions.
Looks like your CR's information turns out after all.
You ready to ride on these motherfuckers, niggas, man?
You know, I'm already Teflon in these streets.
All right, the trailer looks amazing, man. Come on now.
I hope
Neil.
you guys loved it. I hope you guys liked it.
All right, how'd that happen? And that's coming straight from 215.
Yeah.
Again,
History, man. You know, I tell people a lot, you know, you can't make history unless you have history with
Right.
somebody, you know. And
Right.
a lot of my projects come from relationships.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny because it's not just me auditioning. And I
Right.
tell a lot of actors that, you know, they get caught up in the whole lane of, you know, let me audition. But it's about the relationships you develop.
Okay.
The guy who literally directed and shot the Probe, shout out to my man Derek Hammond. I met Derek through Tim. Derek was a close friend of Todd Anthony's and
Okay.
Leland.
Okay.
Shout out to Todd Anthony and Leland Nelson.
Yeah.
Leland plays Ari on BT Boomerang.
nice. Yeah.
You know, and we already all know what Todd, you know, the
Yeah.
projects that he's done. But I initially met Derek through him. So 10 years later, man, you know, I jump on Saints and Sinners, do some great work. He reached out to me out of nowhere, you know, and I tell people, man, you always got to pick that phone up. It don't matter what you're doing.
Right.
It don't matter how big you got, how small you got.
Right.
Somebody reach out to you, man, pick it up. 'Cause
Right.
It could be an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, Derek reached out and was just like, yo, man, you know, I had this project. I was thinking about you, but I don't know what your schedule looked like. And I'd
Right.
already told him a few months ago that I wanted to rock with him.
right.
So I'm like, man, you know, send me the script.
Right. Right.
Send me the script, man. It was dynamic.
Right.
I had the time to do it.
Yeah.
Jump right on it automatically. And let me tell you how funny things work. So initially I had the supporting role. Well,
Okay.
I was not the lead. They tried to bring a few different actors in. You know, contract situations didn't open up. They had an issue with one of the actors, man, who I guess was, you know, throwing them in between some of the management and things of that nature. So they reached out to me and was like, look, man, you know, this guy's playing. We want to offer you the role for the lead.
Wow.
So then I had a real good relationship with Dennis White
Right.
as well. So they was trying to figure out who could they bring in on the supporting role.
Right.
I'm like, give my guy Dennis a call, man.
Bam.
Called him, locked it in, and it was then I fly home, come to find out the guys who were executive producing it, they're friends of mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how things happen. And
Win-win.
then, so mind you, I had no idea of who was on the cast.
Right.
Like I did it because a lot of actors are going to pick certain projects due to who's in it. You know what I'm saying? So they get a little catty sometimes.
Yeah.
I had no idea who was in it, man. But now
I
we
see
have
you got Clifton Powell in it.
Clifton. We have five castmates off of Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
So it's not only myself; it is my cousin Jasmine Burke,
Nice.
who's a dynamic lead.
Yeah.
You know, we have Clifton, we have J.D. Williams, we got Trey Chaney.
Yeah.
That's them. And we have Gary Sturgis.
Yeah.
We have Richard Riker.
Y'all
We
got
have,
an all-studded
we
cast
have
right
Beanie.
there.
We got Gilly the Kid. We have Emilio.
Yeah.
We have Charles. I mean, anybody that I've missed, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that many cast members, but man, the Probe is dynamic.
It is.
It is dynamic.
And for the people that don't know, what role are you playing in the program?
Well, I play the lead, Stax.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Darren Stax Brown, and Stax is, man, your street level lieutenant.
Right.
And he's trying to transition. He's trying to get out the streets and transition into something that's different. So one of his uncles, who was played by Gary Sturgis, Nard, is a real estate mogul who is trying to show him how to become Teflon.
Right.
You know, and being Teflon is, you know, giving money to charities, you know, charter schools,
Yeah.
dealing with the political people.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that and that's the concept, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you see this young kid transition and have all of this power.
Yeah.
And he's investing in the things that a lot of people are not investing in. So
Right.
he invests in tech, technology,
There you go.
and things of that nature. So the Probe has a lot about surveillance
Right.
and things of that nature,
Oh,
man.
this is
So,
gonna be
yeah,
exciting,
You guys got to tune in, man. It's gonna be a good one, man.
And it's shot very well.
Oh, very, very well,
It's
man.
shot very
There's a lot
well.
of money spent
Yeah.
before the network picked
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
So, you know, basically, and it's funny because again, when I jumped on Saints and Sinners, it was in this same
Mm-hmm.
production status. They was trying to figure out what station would pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, where it was going,
Yeah.
how much money it was getting, what it
Right.
was doing. And I gotta honestly say, man, initially, the Probe is better, man, than
Yeah.
Saints and Sinners initially was.
Okay.
Now, right now, season 4 of Saints and Sinners is crazy.
Right.
No disrespect, but
Right.
just the initial start of it, the Probe, man, is going to be that
It's
one.
gonna be that
yeah,
one?
it got some layers in it, man.
That's where it
You know what I'm
is?
saying? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, we
you
can't
know,
wait for that to
Yeah, the
drop.
whole tri-state area, man, you guys got to be proud of that.
Yeah, we gotta be proud of that. That's
Sure.
homegrown right there.
Homegrown, baby.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, now you're coming back to Wilmington again for something else.
Yes.
You're not just moved to Atlanta and forgot about Wilmington.
Never, man.
You're back. You're coming back to Wilmington and for the Neil Carr and Celebrity Friends acting class.
Yes, man. And, you know, I think one of the biggest things is to try to put some, not even try, put some grassroots projects together. You know, I think about when I was a child, how I didn't see anybody like myself
Right.
on TV,
Right.
acting, doing anything. So I didn't think it was something that I could possibly do.
Right.
What I want to do now, man, and I want to give an opportunity for a lot of children to see myself doing what I'm doing, to speak about the story, and then to give them the small fundamentals to take them to the next level.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, man, we get caught up with the world that we see,
Yeah.
and we don't realize that, man, it's a huge world out there, man. We just got to visualize it.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to come back and do whatever I can do, man, to change some of the narrative here. Because being in Atlanta and, you know, seeing some of the news stories and the stuff that's coming out of Wilmington, Delaware, I mean, I don't appreciate it.
Right.
You know, because I'm a light spot here.
Yeah.
And a lot of my brothers, a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers, man, all of them are doing great things.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just, you know, because I'm on TV that I'm doing. No, I have friends that are teachers,
Yeah.
coaches,
Yeah.
people who hold the world up.
Yeah.
And these guys need to be identified. man.
Exactly.
You know, they need to be identified. They need to be, you know, not praised, but
Celebrated.
Yeah, celebrated
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man. Because
Yeah.
I mean, it is so many great things happening,
Yeah.
and we choose to speak about some of the things that's negative.
But you know, that's news though. That's
Yeah.
news. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And that's wild to me because
Yeah.
I realize, you know, having a television production degree, you know what I mean, and being a part of the medium, I remember Dwayne Wickham. You know Dwayne
Yeah,
Wickham?
yeah.
Professor at Dell State, was one of my mentors. He told me, man, he's like, man, understanding the media, you'll realize what happens to us subconsciously.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's deep.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a wrong story
Yeah.
that they'll retract.
Yeah.
And it's a small little thing. And I'm not trying to beat up the media because
No.
I love them, man. But
We understand.
Yeah.
We understand what media, how media can influence human behavior or make a certain race look a certain way.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's important. And when I found that out, that's why I started going hard with media because I started to see that in Delaware, there's not a lot of opportunities
Right.
for people of color in media.
Exactly.
And now that I'm in a position to run this network, I'm going to create, you know, alongside with Delaware State University and other universities to create that for the people, that opportunity, just like how you're doing, because it's very important
Yes, it is.
that the community, that a little black girl and a little Spanish girl sees someone that looks different
Yeah.
than Becky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying, oh shoot, like when we have tours come through here and they see a black guy running this,
I know
those kids go crazy.
It throws them.
It goes
them, man.
crazy.
Yeah, man.
And I salute you and your friends for coming down and doing that, man.
Oh, man.
Because it's going to change the media in the community when they say, I want to be like Neil Carr.
Yeah, that's dope.
You
man.
know what I mean?
I mean, it gives me chill bumps to even think about it. I mean, half the time, I mean, because they say when opportunity happens, it's like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
So it's no different from when I was just leaving Delaware, trying to come to Atlanta and do some things. I'm the same exact person, man.
Same person.
You know, I just have a lot more novelty behind me now.
Yeah.
A lot more knowledge.
Yeah.
And I understand that, yo, you can really do whatever you want to do out here. Like, I'm one of the people that can actually say that to you.
Yeah.
Because I grew up Parks and Recreation, swimming at Canby's, Jackson Street Boys Club. Like, everybody knows me, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been afflicted here as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, it's one of these things that, you know, in 10 years to 20 years, your life could be totally different.
Yeah.
5 years, your life
Just
could be
gotta work
so-
for
you just
it.
gotta work for
Just
it, man.
work
You
for
know,
it.
I think that's just one of the number one things that I just want the children to understand, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a mistake, man.
Right.
You know, just take responsibility for who you are.
Yeah.
And realize that everything that happens has a lot to do with what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't blame it on someone else, man. You know,
Right.
you can't talk about what's not happening for you or who's doing this and who's doing that, because at the end of the day, it is people who are going through 10 times worse. And instead of dealing with the problems and the issues, they're looking for solutions.
There
man.
you go.
And them are the people who are successful.
There you go.
know?
My friend over at Porsche said to me way back, he said, he said, the one that gets paid is the one that can see the problem and solve it. You know, those are the ones that are valuable, people that can solve a problem.
Yes, sir.
And I salute you again, brother. And it's definitely been amazing, man,
man.
watching your story from the outside. You know what I mean? And I'm super excited for your future, bro. And congratulations
Thank you, man.
on your little one.
Yes,
That's about to
man.
come
Yes,
any
yes,
day. So we got to
man.
red line you back to,
Yeah,
to
it's
red
bittersweet,
eye.
man, because again, like I didn't really want to get into it, but you know, I lost my niece, you know, so today I literally left out of a funeral and pulled right up on you.
Yeah.
I'm leaving to go right back over to the repast.
Yeah.
But this is how important our conversation was that I wanted to have with you.
Yeah,
You know, I wanted to come to what you have, you know, put together and sit down here with you and talk to you, because the last time we spoke for real was in the van with your couch in the back. Remember, and we were trying to figure out like what to do with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
to be where you at to see this, man, it's monumental for me just to sit here, and I hope
And the
that
same here.
you know, I hope that whoever views this, you know, whoever catches it, man, I hope it gives some people some light.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
encouragement.
encouragement, a little bit of inspiration.
We was two young brothers, man,
Yeah,
with a
man.
dream,
Yep.
and was not going to let anything stop it.
At all, man.
Like there's no, and I think you told me like, yo, there ain't no plan B.
Yeah, it's nothing. I would never be stopped.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like when you take that understanding, you'll realize how, at the end of the day, man, what can stop me?
Me.
You know,
And
you
that's
have
it.
you have the day that you're marked into this earth.
Yeah.
When you was born. You got the day you die.
Right.
Neither of them times should matter. The only time that matters is that hyphen in between.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your story? What's your legacy?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, what have you done for real?
For real.
You know, not, you know, this cool stuff, man. Like, who
Yeah.
have you helped? Who have you gave back to? You know, when I go back and I think about some of the people who are doing great things now, there's a lot of people who I introduced. I built the foundation for a lot of people doing some stuff behind closed doors, you know, but you know, I would never get thanked for that, you
Yeah.
know, with even some people.
Yeah.
But I know when it comes to the spirit and
Yeah.
when it comes to the Lord, he understands my heart, man.
Yeah.
And
Universe
I'm always
the
blessed
universe
all the
gives
time,
all that back, man.
All that back.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying?
So
just
that's what
govern
it is.
yourself, man.
That's
You know
what it
I mean?
is. Look, thanks for coming, man.
Hey, brother.
Look, we're gonna stay in contact.
Oh,
We're gonna do
man,
some
thank
things
you very
together.
much, man.
But first you gotta put them frames on. Them frames is
Oh,
mean.
yeah.
Where your
Oh,
frames?
let me go. You know what?
Them frames is mean.
Drop too.
Yeah. Them frames is mean, man.
I gotta do a drop, man. You know
Look
what
at his
I'm
frames.
saying?
Look, them things mean right
So
there.
these are, you know, these are the Diablo frames by David Ford. So you guys can jump on dfceyewear.com.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great friend of mine, black designer eyewear. I've been rocking with him, a brand strategist for his company for 3 years.
Get
so
out.
when I first jumped on Saints and Sinners, he sent me a pair of glasses.
Oh man, I need them.
And since then, man, I have about 15.
Yeah.
These are the only glasses I wear. I have frames, prescription glasses, different kind. So I'm gonna get you a pair of glasses. I'm gonna get you a pair of David Ford.
They
man.
mean, man. They
Pablo,
remind
yeah.
me of the old Gazelle, Philly
Yeah,
Bull Gazelle.
they got that whole look. Hold
yeah.
on, let me see what.
No, my head too big, though.
Hey,
my head too big, man.
Nah, see?
My head too big.
They hitting.
They hitting? That's what it is.
Y'all not gonna lie
And they
to him.
comfy though, yo.
Yeah,
They
man.
comfy, but they mean though, bro.
Yeah, don't worry, he's gonna be a sponsor. He's
Oh,
gonna
that's
be a
what it
sponsor of the
is.
show, man.
That's
my
what it
man.
is.
You know. So,
All right. So there you have it. Neil Carr from from Howard High School,
Howard High School, baby.
DSU,
Delaware State University,
Saints and
stand
Sinners,
up.
and now the Pro.
Probe, and also Street Connected as well, which is another project that we didn't talk about, but
Oh.
we'll talk about that. It's
Oh,
not
no,
a problem.
but-
Nah, it's all good.
Okay.
We're going to get into that.
On the next one.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot more conversations.
All right, that's
You know
what it
what I'm
is. All right, we'll see you when we see you. All right,
bro. Yeah, that was
cool.
dope, man.
Thanks, bro. That's all. That's all you need.
Yeah, that was clean.